Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Did you get up happy this morning? Did you? Yeah. I get up seeing red this morning. I did. Uh-oh. Yes, everybody was out this morning early. Were you out early this morning having coffee on the veranda? Huh? Did you? We're staying in where it's cool. But I went out this morning. Yes, I did. And I watered my flowers, and Connor and I went for our little stroll. And so I'm drinking some water because I'm still sort of hot. Even though it says it's, my thermostat's out. I gotta put in a battery in, I guess. So it's probably 80 something, 82 this morning. Something like that. But I've got a really bright sun coming in the the window there. But it'll be going away soon and going on the other side of the towers. But this morning I'm trying to get myself together to, I forgot my light, work on this thread. I'm down to the last skein, I think, on this one. I don't know how many of these red ones I've made out of this color, but it is a very happy color to a lot of people, I do believe. I don't know what I've got here tangled up. Okay, wait a minute. Where's this go? Where's this? Oh, this one goes to that one. Okay. Sorry. I wasn't prepared for video this morning, but I decided that I would make a video and see how everybody was doing. Yeah, they've been planting those roses out there in the heat, and people are donating roses to the little garden committee, and they're out there planting them yesterday evening late and watering. You know, it's hard work. Even at 7 o'clock at night, it's still pretty warm outside to be working. Especially some of them are leaning over in their hover-rounds, leaning down like this working. You know, it bothers me because they're in the heat. I'm afraid one of them's going to have a stroke or something. I didn't help them this time. I did water the garden, but I didn't help them plant. I figured they had a guy that was out there digging, and you know, they're all seniors just like me. Some people are more able to do things than others at certain times, so it all works out. It's like everybody in your tribe isn't the same day every day, thank goodness. Yeah, I went out and there was ladies out there walking around the building trying to get their exercise in. Well, they were getting there, so they weren't trying. They were actually moving. Yes, I was proud of them. I gave my hand as they came by the garden as I was watering to encourage them to continue on. Yeah, I went out there and piddled on the veranda for a little bit and watered tomatoes. I've got that tomato just about ready to harvest. And I've got some bacon, I've got some lettuce, so you know what's going to happen with that tomato. It's been predestined by me. Yes, I'm going to have bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich. And I don't know when it's going to ripe, but it's getting ready to. I hope I don't get fooled, and since it's getting really orange, if it's an orange one, I may wait too long, but if it's a red, then it'll be turning red. It doesn't matter. You know, I like the orange ones anyway, but yeah, so sometimes we get tricked on what we planted, you know. Like one of the roses that was given to the committee was a thrift rose. And you know, they cover a lot of territory when you let them drift like they're supposed to. And they bloom real good, you know, for a month of June or July or something like that. And they produce a lot of roses, but they do spread. and sometimes they can get out of hand. But if they put them somewhere that will do well, then they will do well. Yeah. Very well. Oh my! This morning a flower had broke off one of the balconies above me as I was coming in, and I went over and I picked it up. It was a cute little flower, and there was this lady coming in, and I thought, well, I'll go up there and put it on my vase. And I said, no, that lady's not smiling. I think I'll give her that flower. And as she approached the electronic doors, it opened, and I handed her that flower. And she said, well, thank you very much. And I said, you don't even have to worry about it, because it's a forever flower, because it was artificial. But it was really quite beautiful. You know, artificial flowers, they are getting prettier and prettier all the time. All the time. And I've seen some crocheters do some beautiful crocheted flowers, you know, like irises and pansies. And they use those real delicate needles. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. You know, you guys are so talented in so many ways. And we just keep creating, you know, in spite of everything else that's going on in your life, you just keep on creating. And it gives me peace of mind. It does. And this morning it was just so lovely out there meeting folks as I was watering the garden. It was like I was in my own yard. They were just walking by my house. Like, who is it? Marple? I'm one of Agatha Christie's characters, Mrs. Marple, Jane Marple. Yes. We can just imagine ourselves anywhere we want to be. Anywhere we want to be. Yeah, I decided that, you know, on Tuesdays and Thursdays I won't be going to the center. I'll be doing things for myself. And so today was one of those days. I watered all the plants out there and moved some of the wind chimes around. But it was too hot. By the time I did all that, it was too hot to make a video outside. So I came in, decided I better go ahead and I pulled this out yesterday. You ever pulled out things that you've done the day before or in the past? You said, I've got to get that finished. Well, that's the situation with me today. Is I've got to get this finished today. But then I thought, why do I have to get this finished today? You know, I repeat myself over and over, but it is true. We do what we want to do. And that's what I wanted to do this morning. It's just sit in my chair where it's nice and cool, listen to my wonderful air conditioner run, and Connor at my feet. He's all sitting down. He's had his chew on, so he's a happy little man. And he's happy because I didn't go to the center today and leave him by himself. And he met his little buddy, the little doggy, Abby, and also Lacey this morning. So he's had his social interaction briefly this morning. Yes, people are doing their thing. Doing their thing. I made me a good cup of coffee this morning. And even though it was hot, I know I probably should have made iced coffee or something, but I didn't. But I just like the taste of a coffee with a little bit of whipping cream in it. Makes it taste good. You know, who knows was out the cemetery on Memorial Day, and I would have gone if I could have gone. Had a way, and I should have arranged a way to go. But my people are all buried several hundred miles away. But I would have liked to have gone and walked through the cemetery and remember everyone. My grandmother and my mom and my dad and my uncles and my cousins. Yeah. I wish that I could be laid there with my family, but I unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. One of the guys downstairs was telling me that he had some kind of life insurance he was paying for so that he could be bury him and his wife. And I said, I have tried to get insurance, but they won't cover me because of my disease. And he said, well, I bet they will. And so I'm hoping that I'll get some kind of arrangements made so I don't have to worry about, when I die. Even though my kids probably will do the least they can, and I want it to be done the way I want. I know I'm not going to be here, and it's not that important to anybody but myself. But I am of the old school that I like to go, like to a cemetery to remember people. I know we have whatnots in our house, and sometimes that reminds us of someone that's passed over. But I don't know, there's something about, I don't know, I guess it's just what you're raised with. Were you raised with going to the cemetery, or were you raised where they actually had headstones and your family and your history is buried with tombstones that mark the graves, and you know some of the history and you passed it down? I hope that you have, and I hope that you have a place if that's what you like, because to me it's a very comforting thing. And Memorial Day didn't seem quite the same. I guess I should have gone to the Veterans Cemetery or something, but next year I'll arrange some kind of visitation, because when you walk around the cemetery you see all the people that have passed before you, and they had lives, you have lives, and they're being remembered. And as you look through, you see that there are people before you. It's like going to Egypt, I guess. No, I didn't mean we're Egyptians, but what I meant is, they thought that there was an afterlife. The Egyptians did, so. And I believe that a different kind of a life, to tell you the truth, a different kind of life. But anyway, that's one of the things that I'm going to work on, and I'll try one more time and see, because I'd like to have that off my mind so I don't have to worry about it. Just paying, for the insurance so I can have a decent burial. I wonder if my family would put crocheting in my casket. It would be comforting, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I guess you could say I'm going to make my crochet shawl for my burial. I know it sounds morbid. I know it does. But why not? Why can't I? Why can't I choose what I want to be buried in? If I want to be wrapped in a beautiful pink afghan or a shawl, beautiful virus shawl, because they are beautiful. They really are. I need to make myself one. But every time I make myself something, I end up giving it away. But I have kept this bizarre one here so far. But I was thinking maybe next time I'll make a sunflower afghan. I made one, remember, several years ago, and gave it to my sister. So I'm going to make, I think it would probably be granny square, a sunflower afghan. It might be red and match my photographs that I have up. Can you see them in a picture behind me? No, you can't. Oh my goodness, all you see is my walker, don't you? I'm very proud of that, my hover round. I've had it now, I think, 5 years, maybe 5. And it's been a lifesaver. And the older I get, the more I can feel like I have a way to go. But most of the time I try to walk and get around as much as possible, and I go to my exercise classes. And we all need to take care of ourselves and keep going. I really love being here. I really do. All those years I was by myself, just sitting in an apartment, never went anywhere, day in and day out, and I did well. I did well. Yeah, you do well. We still we I guess we're really good human beings because we do adjust to whatever the situation is. I was just thinking of all the people in England during the war, World War II, and how they basically existed, with bombings all over and homes being destroyed and neighbors taking you in and feeding you and back and forth and helping each other. We're just human. We will survive as long as we have the faith that we will survive and if we work together. Yeah, and everybody else says, oh no, they'll be fighting and killing each other for food, and maybe that will be, but it didn't in the pioneer days. When people were hungry, they shared. Even they had one potato or two potato or no potato, or they ate wild onions in water with a rabbit laying in it, boiled. It's just you do what you do and you survive. Good or bad. I don't know about the new generation if they're going to be apt or prepared, but being human, and they will. They will. And why am I talking so morbid today? It's not morbid to me. No, it's not morbid to me because today is great joy that I'm here and I can plan and be in control of something, And I know I've got control of this crochet. Yes, I do. And any craft that you do, you're in control of that and doing what you want to do. And don't worry about what other people say, or, don't worry about criticisms. Don't even give it weight. Now, if the criticism is a helpful criticism, I don't believe it's a criticism. I think it's more like an encouragement in the right direction. Because I do not like criticism, although sometimes my mouth does open up and say things I should never say. And I'm working on that really, really hard to make sure that I say only good things. And if I can't say something good, then I ain't gonna say it. But it's hard sometimes, especially if you get on a nerve, When I'm not feeling good, don't get on my nerve. No. So I stay in, keep my nerve in house so nobody can mess with my nerve. It's a touchy nerve, but some days are like that, and we all have to adapt to them. And then I look outside and I see somebody threw a piece of bread out of their balcony and down onto the grass 3 or 4 stories down, and there's this little bird. And he didn't know that somebody was going to throw a breadcrumb down there. But he probably was used to the fact. But the fact is, they just live their life. They don't go to the grocery store. They don't wait for a check for Social Security. They just fly around and exist, eat every opportunity, whatever comes. We should take some lessons from our little bird friends, our feathered friends, and other little animals, because we're all on this great big world together. And I am just rattling this morning. I'm so glad you joined me, and I'll be reading comments tomorrow. If not, I'll be on Thursday. So I do give you all warm hugs from Visit Mema, and remember, God has you in the palm of His hand. Pray for Mother Earth, the birds, the bees, the flowers, and the trees, and for each other. Why? Because you're special. Yes, you are. Very, very special. So I'll see you tomorrow. Be happy.